right, before we get into the big soccer stuff of the day, there was a high-profile pardoning this morning. I don't know if you've looked at the news,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
who would you give
Ooh,
a soccer pardon to there, Jason?
a soccer pardon. Now, literal crimes, figurative crimes. I think we have to kind of expand our horizons here because in order to really talk about pardoning, because some players, some figures in soccer have been, they have been castigated, they've been cast out, they have been treated poorly by the public because, well, we just don't like them for whatever reason, the way they behave, things like that. Man, this is a really really good one. Oh, there are some guys you cannot possibly pardon, and then there are some that you think maybe. Is Mario Balotelli a guy that needs a pardon for just his behavior over the years? Feel like the firecrackers, the driving issues, the taking his shirt off to celebrate his goal in the Euros. I feel like maybe Mario needs a pardon for
Well,
all of
he's
those
he's
things.
certainly been in the doghouse for a long, long time and has, worked his way down the ladder. But has he ever like harmed anyone specifically? Does he have any like criminal acts or
No, but that's what I'm
immature
saying. Like,
tomfoolery more than
if we're talking
anything?
about literal crimes, there aren't a lot of guys that you're like, oh, because I'm not going to pardon a player for a crime committed off the field. Like, I'm not pardoning you if you got wrapped up in some extortion scheme or something,
Yeah, I was gonna say that gets
or
weird there.
or you actually did like endanger somebody's life with your car. Like, I can't pardon you for that.
Mm-mm.
But if you're like Luis Suarez and you maybe bit at somebody or used your hand to prevent a goal in a World Cup knockout match, maybe you deserve a pardon for that. Or maybe we should ponder a pardon for somebody like Luis Suarez. Although I think enough people still don't like Luis Suarez that would be a controversial pardoning.
Yeah, it definitely would be. I mean, his crime is being unable to control his boiling passion, and he lashes
That's what
out
it
in
is.
in all the ways.
I have
For-
one. I
Okay.
have one. I would, as an American soccer fan, I would like to pardon Giuseppe Rossi for his choice to
Ah.
play for Italy over the United States of America. Pardoned flat out. Understand it. I get it. Pardon him. He's fine.
With that in mind, with the national team in mind, I would like to pardon our friend who missed the chance against Belgium.
Oh,
Wondolowski. I would like to pardon Chris
oh,
Wondolowski. If we're
that's a
giving
good
soccer
one.
pardon out, Chris Wondolowski doesn't
Yeah.
deserve all the grief. He scored a bazillion goals, and there was one chance that he didn't score.
Wow.
So I
That
think we should pardon
is
him.
that is a good one. I think you might rile some people up pardoning Chris Wondolowski for that miss against Belgium. But that's a good shot. Maybe we can get some more from people in the comments. Watch this and give us who you think should get a pardon in world football for whatever. Again, actual crimes, mistakes made on the field. I don't know, Steven Gerrard giving the ball up. Obviously Liverpool has a title since then, Rob, but I imagine you might have some thoughts about Steven Gerrard and the turnover that led to Liverpool dropping the title.
Yeah, that was difficult. Yeah, I mean, I'll never pardon the groundskeeper that day at Stamford Bridge, but I'll forgive him for slipping on whatever mistake the groundskeeper made that
Uh-huh.
caused him to slip. I think of for pardoning within the soccer or football universe, I think coaches, a lot of the time, coaches are, punished for things beyond their control.
Yeah.
Like maybe Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Maybe not his
Oh.
fault that he,
Ooh.
has subsequently fell down the ranks, but maybe not his fault. He got his job turned in the right direction, and a force beyond his power was dropped into his locker room, and he
Yeah.
was totally thrown down the heap there.
Yeah, I was gonna say that you were talking managers, and I immediately went to Manchester United as well. But I was thinking maybe David Moyes gets a pardon for his time at United. But this is we are taking so many away from people. All right, my man Mike Thomas. Shout out to Mike Thomas. Pardon Chuck Blazer. Bad guy, but countless hours of entertainment. You're pardoning him because the net was positive on just how much we got out of Chuck and the apartment for the cats and the birds and the rascals and the trips around the world in his blog that was a star for a while.
And I want to tip my hat to Mike Thomas too for nailing the theme of our show right on the head. It's like forget all about the tangible value that person or that country is bringing. let's just focus on the entertainment value that that character might bring to the stage.
I mean, in the end, we all have to make these decisions about how much we're going to care about the moral failings of the people in charge of our soccer. It's happening right now after FIFA. And this is how bad this story is. You and I are not even pondering the idea of covering what FIFA did with the report on Saudi Arabia's World Cup bid, and they dropped it in the middle of the night when nobody was up and nobody was watching, and they gave all these high marks to Saudi Arabia that doesn't even have the stadiums built yet. How can you say they get the best marks ever on stadiums when they haven't built any? I don't want to talk about it. It makes my heart hurt, Rob.
Did they release that on Black Friday in the middle of the night? I didn't even.
They did. As a matter of fact, I think it was something like that. It was Thursday night. It was Friday. It was late in the late in the. It was our Thanksgiving weekend. It was late in England. It was late everywhere else, and it was like, oh, they're just trying to sneak it in. Like, oh, we don't want you to really examine. We're basically handing a World Cup to Saudi Arabia, a nation notorious for human rights violations, a nation notorious for exploiting labor forces. I mean, it's so ugly. And we don't know when it's being played, because if it's going to follow the Qatari model, it's going to have to be a Summer World Cup.
Oh man, we don't want that anymore. I mean, that's between COVID and the summer slash off season World Cup. We're still barely getting back into the rhythm of the annual calendar. There, I see it's yeah. They slipped that report under the door when the professor was out for his holidays. I think they did that. Wasn't there some huge like EPA like global warming master report that came out basically saying the weather of the world is doomed, but they put it out on Black Friday and not a single soul noticed?
Yeah, that's the world we live in now.
The ultimate news dump,
up.
the Friday news
Yeah.
dump, but on a holiday Friday.
Yeah.
That is the ultimate move. But so I guess before we go too far into the habits of the global news stream, be sure to tell your people, put this on the global news stream, subscribe to the morning kick around on YouTube. We are inching closer to those goals that we want to see. Contact us on social media, mkickaround on X and Instagram. We need to update that graphic because we're on Blue Sky. Mkickaround is now an accounted force on the hottest new rising social media platform in the World Wide Web.
Let's say it's the funner, the more fun, whichever one is proper grammar, more fun social media platform right now. And come join us. Mkickaround. Blue Sky. Go for it.
Join Mike and others by sending us a nice email to morning